Hey fellow vault dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have for you the HeavyMando build. So basically, what Commando's supposed to do, this build can do. It can do everything Commando can do, but it will do more damage, it will do it better, and will do a little bit extra on top. Can do more than Commando build can do. It's a new reality in Fallout 76 HeavyMando for you today. Do everything cheaper, better, and more. Let's start with the details about the build. So the HeavyMando special distribution, you can see in here. Of course, strength need to be maxed out. Then the perks and legendary perks. The legendary perks actually align with the Commando build, so it's the same. Funky Darts for poison resist, follow through for extra damage from sneaking. If you never sneak, you can swap that, or you can swap Funky Darts for taking one for the team. That's an option too, if you don't really need extra poison resist. Outside of that, plus 20 to your special, in my case agility, luck, intelligence, endurance. And now the perks. So the full power unleashed. I do have armor with through hikers, so I don't need chem weight reduction and foot weight reduction on my perks. It would be a little bit hard to squeeze those in. If you do not have this armor set, you can use a backpack with chem weight reduction and then swap something under endurance for through hikers. About strength, of course, block eyes for tankiness, bear arms because those heavy guns are heavy and there is so many good ones that you want to rotate through. I strongly recommend that. If you prefer to just carry one or two, you have room for the traveling pharmacy in that case. Then 3 cards for the heavy gunner damage, 60% bonus damage. You cannot go wrong with that. Under perception, 1 rank of concentrated fire for VATS, and grenadier. Grenadier is here for the Tesla cannon, if you want to use Tesla cannon. If you don't, just swap for max out concentrated fire, or you have 2 points free for whatever you want. Endurance, Star Genes to keep mutations, Life Giver for tankiness, then more for tankiness, Iron Stomach, Natural Resistance, Thirst Quencher for extra free action points, Bullet Shield for tankiness. Commando cannot use it. HeavyMando can use it, and that makes a difference to your tankiness a lot. Adamantium Skeleton to reduce the risk of breaking a limb, and Fireproof for more tankiness. Under Charisma, the standard, Strength in Numbers, and Tenderizer. For intelligence, we have First Aid, we have Nerd Rage in case you want to drop for maximum damage to under 20% health. For most part, it's a semi-blooded, it's not a blooded build, so we are playing around 50% health. For the best result, the balance between tankiness and damage. Demolition Expert, again for Tesla explosions, or if you are using explosive effect on your weapons, you need this one. And batch is included for carry weight. If you are not using anything explosive, swap for Gunsmith if you want durability, or you have some perks free to use for carry weight. Under Agility, Enforcer for crippling in daily challenges. I notice it's not even as essential as 50 cal. Can cripple quite well without any perks, so you could swap that if you want. Evasive for tankiness, Born Survival for tankiness, Escape Artist for sneaking. That's the only perk for sneaking that we need. All other perks are a waste in my opinion. I tested them a lot, and because how stealth is today, how buggy it is, and in how many situations doesn't work at all, that's the only stealth-related perk I do recommend to use. Outside of that, just high agility. Have your stealth covered, so you don't need perks. Gunfu for target swapping. White Knight, so your armor do not break very often if you decide to tank enemies. Adrenaline for more damage, and Doji for more tankiness. And yes, there is no covert operative, although you could use it to do a little bit more damage. Again, the sneak. When it works, you already do great damage, and when it doesn't work, covert operative doesn't gonna help. So I decided not to use them. I'm not using it anymore on my builds. The stealth is changing, so I'm adapting. Under luck, Class Freak, or Bloody Mess. Up to you. If you want even more damage, you can swap for Bloody Mess. I'm playing a little bit with Class Freak here. Swapping that for Bloody Mess, it's more damage, but you are slightly more squishy, or you need to use some serums. Trade-offs. Good with Salt if you are carrying lots of food like me. If you are not, Bloody Mess. Better criticals for damage, Ricochet for tankiness, 4-Leaf Clover for damage, and hit chance, Crit Savvy for damage. It's more criticals, more damage, Junk Shield for tankiness. So you can notice one team, it's either damage or tankiness for most pair cards. It makes you into a HeavyMando. Now, the mutations. The mutations align again with the Heavy Commando, because it's just better version of that other build. You have Adrenal Reaction for damage, Bird Bones for extra sneakiness and more AP points thanks to this agility, Eagle Eyes for damage, Egghead if you want extra intelligence for experience and healing, Herbivore for critical damage and AP regeneration, Herd Mentality, free special, Marsupial for jumping, Scully Skin for tankiness, Speed Demon for movement speed and reload speed. And now the gear. Lots of weapons. Running with Gatling Gun, firing almost for free, and effective. Then Plasma Caster if you prefer, single fire weapon, another advantage over Stealth Commando. You can use single or automatic weapons, single fire automatic, all under the same build. Final word. That's basically our equivalent of Railway Rifle. Does the same thing that Railway Rifle does, and does it better. After that, Gatling Plasma. Ultimate Boss Killer. The highest DPS weapon in the game, so it must be in here. Holy Fire. That's our equivalent of a Fixer when you are sneaking. That's a main sneak weapon for this build. I will demonstrate everything shortly. Ultrasight Gatling Gun, that's just a toy when you want to swap for something else. Tesla Cannon. Enemy detection and kill behind the walls. Surprisingly, kind of compatible with stealth. It's not very loud. I surprised myself. I was sure it's very loud, but it is not. So, yeah. Kind of stealthy weapon. Overkill that I have for opening presents only and farming mini nukes. Cryolator. Other weapon that replaces Fixer. This one, high range weapon, perfect for stealth. So, yeah, another stealth weapon. Cremator for the high area coverage with crazy high dot, especially if you can equip it with 4-star legendary, then it's amazing. And Peppa Shaker for crippling limbs. Lastly, armor. We do use Civil Engineer, but any armor set will do. That's unyielding, +2 luck. The +2 luck is very important as we want to have those criticals. I have through hikers, so food, chem, weight reduction, full set is exactly the same. The jetpack is equipped on the torso. For the under armor, I'm currently running jumpsuit shielded, and my backpack is carry weight. Outfit and backpack, it's all Alistars. So it's called, like, if you are looking for outfit, it's called Valorous Alistar. Every item is called Valorous Alistar backpack, Valorous Alistar helmet, Valorous Alistar suit. It used to be from a season pass. I don't know if currently it's available through Atomic Shop or not. And now the performance. As there is a lot to show you, I will go relatively quickly from weapon to weapon. So starting with the best stealth weapon. So that's a Flamer. The best stealth weapon, perfectly hidden. That's not even required as it's burning everyone so fast. But if you use VATS, okay, it ran away. If you use VATS, the damage is just insane. So momentarily, the only problem with this weapon, the fire rate of Holy Fire is so high, like 132 of my Holy Fire with weapon speed added on top, that some of the criticals do not register. I should probably switch it if I want to use it in VATS to crit damage. But I use it mostly outside of VATS, so weapon speed is good. Inside of VATS, it's the problem like with all other weapons. It's firing so fast that some hits do not register. And unlike the Fixer, as you notice in here, it's a regular flamer, so you can hit multiple enemies at once. Like everyone who will be in your line of fire, in this case, literally line of fire, will get damage. So that's better than Fixer. As I said, it does what Commando does, but does more and does better. Now, the next stealth weapon, kind of, Tesla Cannon. So Tesla Cannon, that's normally not associated with stealth weapon and only available to heavy gunners. Look what it does. Oh, out of ammo. 1 second. And now we have ammo. As it is recording, I was able to keep my word and literally make it 1 second. Look at the damage numbers. That's the detection of enemies when you use this gun. Wait, a little bit too close to enemies. Can I do sneaking? Please? Can I do sneaking? Okay, the danger side. That's what I say about stealth. Normally, Escape Artist is supposed to drop it instantly to caution. It took me 3 attempts here to get back to caution, when it should be 1. What do you want, Doggo? No, don't drop me to danger. Yeah, Doggo have really high perception. Oh, now hidden. Okay, and look at that. Still in caution. I'm shooting everyone in there without direct line of sight, so behind the wall someone just died, and by the damage numbers I can tell if anyone is still there left. No one left. You see? Everyone eliminated without even seeing where they were. This super mutant eliminated. Perfect. Not detected. Still in caution, so I said it's like kind of a stealth weapon. Oh, don't hide. Now detected. So from time to time detected, but it's partially compatible with stealth, which is surprising. This weapon being partially compatible with stealth is kind of surprising. Now if we don't want to sneak around, we can swap to very ammo efficient weapon, which is my Gatling gun. Look at that. That's the cheapest weapon that exists. And look what it does. Perfect for gunfu setup. It's switching slowly enough so you are not wasting, you are hitting. That's a Gatling gun. And its performance is close to performance of the railway. If you want a real railway performance, it's supposed to be a proper 50 cal, but I have final word. That's a free from my quest. The perfect roll would be something like anti-armor, crit damage, and less AP cost, but it's already 12 AP cost on original final word, so not bad. And look at that. It's absolutely performance like from Railway, but you don't need to reload all the time. You can fire for way longer, and the fire rate is better. The damage per shot is slightly lower than a Railway, but fire rate is double of the Railway. And for that compensate greatly. A little bit lower fire rate would help, as always, with registration of the criticals. But that's the only downside. Here we go. And tankiness, as you can notice with Bullet Shield, a great improvement versus something like a Commando that cannot use Bullet Shield. Something like Peppa Shaker, normally for crippling, but it does do damage if you really insist on using it. I had questions about it. It's not really the best weapon to use to kill anything. It's good for crippling. As you notice, the head was crippled really fast, but not for other stuff. The Cremator, awesome dot for area coverage. Look at that. Look how quickly it's melting from the dot alone. And that's a level 100 super mutant. That's lots of health to melt through. So the Cremator, really good. And the 4-star mod that's on this Cremator, which is Pyro, relatively easily available So you can scrap legendary named weapons to get the pyro out of a boiling point flamer. Give me my legendary for scrapping. And now the fissure side. Okay, let's start with stealth. There is one more stealth weapon. So mixing stealth and tankiness. We have cryolators. So that's our long range stealth weapon. Let's see if we can find some scorching range. There it is. Let's make it rain. A little bit too far. I like how those snowballs fly. It's not as powerful as it was in the past, which is very unfortunate. That was one of my favorite weapons always. It still kills them quite nicely at quite high distance. And I was detected. I wish stealth would be better. I could spec for way higher stealth. I have even a perfect stealth armor set. The point is, I cannot see much of a difference in detection. I will still get detected from time to time. And I did not ask you to land. I wanted to demonstrate damage with weapons when you are flying. So this weapon is average damage versus legendary Scorch Beast, but it keep you in stealth. The powerhouse now maybe. Gatling Plasma, so let's see. The powerhouse of the HeavyMando. There you go. Like that's real annihilation. Legendary Scorch Beast, like no chance to survive at all. All annihilated. So a huge selection of weapons that you can get with this build. Yeah, choose whatever you like. There's so many heavy guns. The Tesla cannon that can detect enemies and kill enemies through walls, which sometimes is very handy, works with that. The Gatling Plasma that annihilates everything in VATS. And outside of VATS, but it's harder to aim. So even without power armor, those guns outperforms Commando equivalents of all those guns a lot. It is a sad truth. That's how it is. You have so much more options going for Peppa Shaker, Cremator, Tesla Cannon, Gatling Lasers, Flamers, Holy Fire, Gatling Plasma. You can go cheap, as I showed, with Gatling Gun. That's still good to kill almost anything, and fires ammo that's like free. Enemies drops 10 times, if not more ammo than you are using. The Gatling Plasma for a single shot targets. If you need it, everything you can use. You can do stealth, and you can do open combat. Everything. Just better than Commando. That's a new meta. HeavyMando for you. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.